Hello, students. Wishing you all a very happy day. As a start of a class today, I'm going to ask you all a few questions. I want each and every one of you to think the answers for the questions. Your first question is, what do you think is important to paint? Some may say a palette is important to paint, while some others may say a paintbrush is important to paint. I know many of you might have many different answers. You can write down your answers in your notebooks. Moving on to our next question. How many of you like painting? I'm sure quite a few of you might like painting. Your next question is, do you think a person can paint without their fingers? Okay, many of you might think we can never paint without our fingers. Right now, I'm going to tell you story of a person called Alex Biaggi. Alex Biaggi is the one you're seeing on the screen. He was affected by a neuromuscular disease which causes weakness. Due to his weakness, Alex Biaggi wasn't able to hold the paintbrush. The weakness made him so weak that he couldn't even hold his paintbrush in his hand and paint. But Alex Biaggi never gave up on his dreams. Alex Biaggi's mother wanted Alex Biaggi to paint. So Alex Biaggi's mother showed him few projects of mouth and foot artists. These projects inspired Alex Biaggi a lot. The mouth and foot artists actually painted with the help of their mouth or with the help of their foot. They were people with disabilities. They were mostly the ones who weren't able to paint with their hands. Inspired by the projects of mouth and foot artists, Alex Biaggi gained up more confidence and started to paint. His first painting was a rooster. First, while holding the paintbrush in his mouth, he found it very difficult. But with much confidence, he started painting and went on. His first painting, the rooster, took several months for him to complete. But Alex Biaggi never gave up. He started painting with a rooster, and now he has painted a lot of art. Alex Biaggi never gave up on his weakness. There are many more people here who never gave up on their weakness but instead followed their dreams. In the same way, today we are going to see a text where a small girl loves to paint, but she has a disability too. But in spite of her disability, she tries painting. So in the lesson we are going to see today, we are going to see whether the girl achieves or she doesn't. The text we are going to see today is Bravo Manju. I want all of you to open your text, Bravo Manju. In the text Bravo Manju, we are going to see the story of Manjula Palkar. Manjula Palkar has disabilities. She has many barriers. She has restrictions. But in spite of her restrictions and barriers, she has a lot of dreams. In this text, we are going to see whether she breaks the barriers and follows her dreams. We are going to see whether she breaks the stereotypes and how she is going to convince the society and her family. So let's see whether Manjula Palkar wins or not. The author of the text is Sigrun Srivastav. Sigrun is an Indian author who writes stories mostly for 12 to 14-year-old children. She loves the children who are under 14 years. So she writes a lot of stories for them, which are really inspiring. Sigrun is also a well-known artist and has made many picture books. Her picture books are also mostly for children below 14 years. Her work seems to depict the feelings, dreams, joy, and fear of a child. She brings out the feelings of a child, mostly of 12 to 14 years, because she thinks they are mostly not brought out. So she brings out their dreams, joys, and their fears. Her writing reveals a strong social consciousness about the environment. It tells people what's happening around. She also deals with topics like poverty and disability, which are really strong. She brings out them in a good manner, with more consciousness. Sigrun Srivastav is a well-known author because she has her own style of writing. So let's move on to the text now. I want each and every one of you to read along with me. Manjula was born with only 2 fingers on each hand. But that does not stop her from pursuing her interest. Does she overcome the hurdles and take up the challenges or give up? Read this inspiring story. So in the first few lines, we come to know that Manjula was born with only 2 fingers. Each of us have 5 fingers on each hand, right? Like we look at the picture, each of us have 5 fingers. But Manjula seems to have born with only 2 fingers on each hand. But it also says that does not stop her from pursuing her interest, which means Manjula never gave up on her interest. She was never scared of her disability, or she was never scared of anything. She gained much confidence and nothing stopped her from pursuing her interest. So the story is all about whether Manjula overcomes the hurdles and takes up the challenges or gives them up. Seems like it's going to be an inspiring story. Just like Alex Biaggi, whom we saw earlier, Manjula also seems to have some kind of a disability. But Alex Biaggi has gained up so much confidence and has come up in life. Let's see whether Manjula Palkar has also accepted challenges, gained up confidence, and pursued her interests. Manjula Palkar knew she would never paint like Hussein. Not with those fingers, just two on each hand. Handling brushes was no problem. Her problem was the cost of the materials she would need. "Mummy," she said one evening while helping her mother in the kitchen after dinner, "do you think I could?" She paused nervously. "I could have some extra money?" "What do you need it for?" asked her mother gently, rinsing the dishes. "For colors and paints. I I want to learn painting." So in this text, we see that Manjula is with her mother helping her in the kitchen after dinner. Manjula's problem was not that she couldn't handle the brushes, but her problem was the cost of the material she would be in need. She didn't know how to ask her mother for extra money. In these lines, we see it very clearly that Manjula is more worried about the cost of the material she would be in need of for painting instead of her own problem. We know her problem, right? She just had two fingers. Even though it's not mentioned which fingers she had, it's clearly written she just had two fingers. But Manjula seems much confident and she seems to pursue her interest. So she never minds her problem. Instead, she's worried about the cost of the materials. But here we see Manjula asking her mother whether she could get some extra money the next day. Even though Manjula knew it would be hard for her, she gained up so much confidence and moved forward one step towards painting. Manjula's mother here asks why Manjula needs money. Finally, after so much of nervousness, Manjula gains up some confidence and tells her mother that she wants to learn painting. So in our today's class, we have seen about Manjula's disability, what her real problem was, and how she is opened up to her mother. Let's stop till here for today. We never know whether her mother has agreed to give her the money. Let's wait till our next class to see whether her mother gave her the money she needed or she refused. And let's see whether Manjula goes ahead or not. In the text, we see in the first line that Manjula knew she would never paint like Hussein. It clearly says Manjula wanted to paint like Hussein. You might be wondering who Hussein is. Let's see who Hussein is. So this is Hussein, who we looked in the text. He is mostly known as M.F. Hussain. Mr. Hussain is an Indian artist and he is well known for his style. Mr. Hussain is an internationally recognized and the most celebrated artist. Seems like a very great person, right? Yes. Hussain has been an inspiration for many youngsters who loved painting. Here in the text, looks like even Manjula Palkar inspired Mr. Hussain a lot. Being an Indian artist known for his style, you might wonder what was his style. So here you see, his style was bold and vibrantly colored narrative painting in a cubist style. So this reveals that his paintings used to be so bold and vibrantly colored. Whenever we look at something that's vibrantly colored, it quickly gets our attention, right? That's how even M.F. Hussain's paintings were attractive for everybody. Here we see the narrative painting in cubist style. What is a cubist style? Cubist style is the painting you see here. Hope you guys understand what a cubist style is now and who Hussain is. Today, let's stop here. We have studied about Alex Biaggi, who was a well-known painter. He had a disease called neuromuscular disease. But instead of his disease, we see the disability did not affect him in any way. He still overcame, right? And he is one now. Secondly, we saw about our author Sigrun Srivastav. Thirdly, we read a text about Manjula Palkar. We came to know that she has a disability and she had an interest towards painting. We also came to know that more than her disability, her problem was she had less money. But at the end, we see her asking money to her mother. Finally, we have seen about M.F. Hussain, who's a great Indian artist, a well-known, internationally recognized and more celebrated one. So there we stop today. Let's meet in the next class. Until then, take care, students. Thank you.